This is Tim Wilson. I'm sitting here with Taiessa Lund. We're talking about a new piece of art that's been created for the 2017 onWORD art exhibit. Taiessa, tell us about the piece you've created.
So the piece is working off of the prompt of the Prodigal Son. Even before going back and reading the passage, I knew right away I was drawn to creating an image of a calf. And so I kind of went from there. Even just my own personal style is a lot of flora and fauna and things sprouting from other things. So I definitely wanted to put that sort of spin on a story that I'm sure plenty of people have heard already, kind of put a new light in it.
Yeah, it's not the typical Prodigal painting. You've come at it from the side a little bit. You've taken kind of the high point of the story, the celebration at the end of the story. But you've approached it in, as you said to me the other day, this is life coming out of something that has died or been sacrificed or death and so on. For me, definitely like the tulip that I chose to use as sprouting out of the calf definitely is like a symbol of forgiveness. And so I just kind of wanted it to be a symbol of, I guess, reconciliation and life sprouting out of something that, I guess it's a path that like a lot of people do end up treading. And I wanted the piece to speak of that reconciliation that people can find, that even just amidst it all, there's like little bumblebees buzzing about, and there's like cross-pollination happening. And I think that even speaks to how hearing or like witnessing a story of forgiveness, or being a part of one, it kind of leads to others. They're all like interconnected, and even with that, I've added in the red string, it all being interwoven together, tied up something sort of, I guess not the idea of us falling away will be inevitable, but the idea of us all being connected is something that's tied to our fate. So the red really pops in this image because you've got really just two colors.
Yeah.
So talk about the hands that form the heart of this fatted calf.
So the hands, the idea of that is like the father pulling the son out from the depths, and it, like you said, really is meant to be the heart of the calf, because I think it's a very like integral piece that sums up a lot of this whole parable. Is just that those hands reaching out and coming back together, and not leaving you strangling, but welcoming you back with those open arms.
Can I say you're still in your teens, so you're fairly early in your art career, but is this kind of your approach, to think a little bit outside the box and come at things from a different angle?
I would think so, definitely. Personally, like, the art that interests me is the art that is very symbolic and does have, like, a lot of narrative to it, but comes at it from a stance that maybe you wouldn't really expect. And I feel a lot of the time, like, the art you're most attracted to is the art that's in you to be made. So I think a lot of my creative practice sort of stems down this route, whether I'm working in ballpoint pen like I did with this piece, or watercolors or ink or any other sort of medium. That's like, the medium isn't really the constant, but I guess more the idea of coming at it from that narrative perspective is.
How long would you say you worked on this?
25 hours plus, about, yeah.
And do you sketch this out ahead of time, or do you play with the concept?
I have the rough idea in my head, so I did a bit of a little like thumbnail sketch in a sketchbook, and I did very lightly sketch out like the general shape of the calf and kind of the general placement of, oh, this is where the birds will be and this is where the tulips will be and such. But then working from reference, I went in with the ballpoint pen and really like did all the details. There's no really detail work done in pencil. I just kind of free-handed it, working off of the images that I had to reference.
It was very striking. I'm very grateful that you decided to jump into the competition and the exhibit. I think it's a fascinating way to think about celebration, and especially this unconditional love, this father-son bond at the heart of the celebration, at the heart of the story. I just want to thank you again for sharing your gifts with us.
Oh, thank you.